Picture this: a world where our kids could unleash their full potential, unburdened by the weight of anxiety. But here's the burning question: how can we pave the way for a brighter future when anxiety threatens to dim their light? Anxiety has been at the forefront for so many parents of growing kids, and unfortunately, it's starting even earlier than the teenage years. While there are many avenues to help with anxiety, worry, and overwhelm, most of them start from an approach of how can we add something to the body and brain to help it calm. But with so many parents not wanting to go the medication route and who are looking for a natural solution, this video dives into exactly that and more. I'm going to explain the root cause of a busy brain, anxiety, and overwhelm. And this often equates to school refusal, social isolation, angry outbursts, and oftentimes long term demotivation and depression. We're also going to talk about how the nervous system works and how calming the signaling to the brain can lead to calmer emotions and an easier response to stress. So, if you're a parent who knows that your child or your kid isn't experiencing life to the fullest due to anxiety and stress, this video is for you. You've done your research, and likely a lot of it. And perhaps you're trying to stay away from medications. Maybe you've heard about or tried other therapies, supplements, or natural avenues, but are still seeing your child struggle. In this video, we're going to talk about how neurologically focused chiropractic can help and may be the missing foundational step in helping your child with the constant worry, anxiety, and so forth. Please share this video with other moms and parents who you know need to hear this message. Listen to this story about a girl named Haley who was experiencing the overwhelm, anxiety, and constant concern. From the moment Haley's mom woke up each morning, a sense of unease enveloped her, anticipating the forthcoming routine. Haley's extreme anxiety about going to school only intensified with each passing moment, often culminating in anger and heated confrontations. What broke her parents' hearts the most was when Haley would come to them upset and explain that she didn't want to feel or act this way. It was entirely out of her control. They found it unbearable that their sweet and caring girl was looked at as a problem because of her overpowering anxiety. Despite being advised that medication was the optimal course of action for Haley, even she resisted the idea, recognizing that it was not a suitable remedy for her situation. They were at a loss until one day a family friend recommended they look into neurologically focused chiropractic care. They were intrigued and decided to give it a try. And maybe you're in a similar situation today and can relate to Haley's story. Maybe you're asking questions like any parent would, like, what is causing this in my child? What can I do about it? And where can I get help? And to that, I say, let's dive in. First, we're going to talk about finding the deeper cause. While many symptoms of anxiety can be triggered by an external event, internally within the brain and nervous system is where an important signal of overwhelm and worry gets stuck. Essentially, a feedback loop or reoccurring pattern in a negative direction. The brain has two main operating systems: a system to deal with stress and a system to deal with recovery and rest. Our children's sympathetic nervous system is designed to activate during playtime, sports, tests at school, anytime their system needs a boost of energy. It's a good thing to have strong sympathetics, but only for short bursts. If sympathetics get stuck on, the brain starts to respond to everything in protection mode, which is also called fight or flight. This, in and of itself, will make a child more anxious. The word anxiety itself is synonymous with the word concern. The nervous system being anxious is the nervous system being concerned about its surroundings. A key point to understand as well is that when the sympathetic system is activated, it deactivates that parasympathetic rest, relax, and digest system. This is why anxiety is so closely linked with stomach pains and an inability to calm down for sleep. When the nervous system is stuck in a sustained sympathetic response, It stimulates the adrenals and other stress hormone related glands to constantly put forth neurotransmitters and signals that trigger anxiety and distress. This feeling of anxiety and distress then activates the sympathetic response even further, leading to a vicious neurological cycle we call the perfect storm. Take a look at this. This is the gas versus brake poster, what we use in our office to simplify neurology and understand the root causes of the health challenges that show up in life. We look at how the nervous system is operating, how the nervous system is functioning. Is it in a sympathetic state? Is it in a parasympathetic state? And how does it get stuck on that fight or flight response? And it happens through the stressors of life. So we break down these stressors in three different ways. We look at them as physical stress, chemical stress, and mental emotional stress. And this changes the baseline of our system from one that is calm and relaxed to one that's just a little more revved up, to one that is more inclined to go into that fight or flight state. Once it is in that fight or flight state, it leads to what we call a subluxation. This is when the system is stuck. It's a loop. It's a continual repeating pattern that is telling the brain, I need to stay in protection. I need to stay in protection because the nervous system's perceiving its environment. It's understanding there's stress coming in and it goes into protection because of that. And then that protective response becomes the loop that continues to signal the brain to be in protection. And it shifts our system into one that is more on this sympathetic or disease cycle side of things. Over time, it starts to show up as symptomatology. It starts to show up as chronic anxiety. It starts to show up as allergies, immune function, all of these things on the outside based upon these stressors of life. So physical stress could be an example, like a birth trauma or falling off a bike, or um, chemical toxins would be something we put in our body, on our body, what we're exposed to in our environment. And then the mental emotional stress, that is the things we tell ourselves that are taught to us, the repeating cycles of psychological thought that are influencing our physiological processes. All of these stressors of life influence our nervous system. And if our nervous system's already a little overwhelmed, it's much easier for it to shift into a state of subluxation or dysautonomia. This is when the autonomic nervous system, the gas pedal side of the brake of the nervous system and the brake pedal side of the nervous system aren't working as they could or should be. We should be able to access both, but if we're stuck on the gas, this is a state called dysautonomia. And I love Dr. Bruce Lipton's quote at the end. It just summarizes really what the crux of what we do and with the nervous system of how we can't be in a state of survival and growth at the same time. We can't be in growth and protection at the same time. So the question becomes, how do our nervous systems get stuck? It's through stress. And that stress builds up over time. So when it comes to finding the cause for anxiety, overwhelm, and so forth, the dysregulated nervous system brought on by stress over a period of time, this is what may be the culprit. So how can we measure and test to find an imbalance in the nervous system? Is it the root cause of what's going on? Our clinical approach is different from that of traditional medicine and therapies, and it begins with an in-depth case history and consultation. We'll dive deep with you into the known triggers of your child's anxiety. This may include any birth and physical traumas, stressful life events, and any other noxious stimuli and toxins that show up way too often in child's lives today. We really want to dive deep into the day-to-day struggles of our patients to get to know where the struggles really show up in everyday life. From there, we use an incredible piece of technology that addresses the root cause of anxiety instead of just having you fill out a survey or a list of symptoms like most neuropsychiatric or medical exams do for anxiety. We're going to run some tests, and these tests are called insight scans. They will aid in our identifying and detecting the presence of subluxation and dysautonomia. It allows us to quantify the severity and pinpoint specific areas that require attention and adjustments. This is an easy and gentle way to measure and see what is going on within the autonomic nervous system. Which side is running the show? It allows us to identify and correlate patterns that play a role in anxiety and overwhelm. If a child is holding autonomic imbalances and stress in certain areas of their system, like the upper neck, the adrenal glands, the lungs with respiration, it can be a sign that anxiety isn't just affecting the balance in the brain, but having an impact in the key autonomic systems of the body that help us sleep, digest, breathe, and control how we feel emotionally. Having this neurological data allows us to build a customized care plan. This care plan allows the nervous system to change the communication from inside to affect how the body responds to external stimuli and events on the outside. This neurologically based care plan measures over 10 different variables in our tests to know the time it will take for the brain and nervous system to change from the pattern that it's currently stuck in. And it will tell us the frequency needed to support them throughout the process. The top improvements parents report to us as their children begin care here at our office at Rising Health is improved sleep, better mood and emotional regulation, and more energy. That's right, we can tackle anxiety without risking all the side effects of drugs and medication. Remember Haley, who struggled with school routines and overwhelm? Once Haley started neurologically focused chiropractic care and they saw her insight scans, her family finally felt like the root cause of her challenges were detected and they could get her the help she truly needed. They stayed consistent with her care plan and slowly they saw their little girl coming back. She started playing without worrying again, was less anxious and overwhelmed, and got better at communicating with her mom about how she was feeling. She was able to make it to school, only missing 2 days out of the entire year. This is the power of neurologically focused chiropractic care. If your child is struggling with anxiety or other neurological challenges, schedule a consult. Our team of doctors and CAs would love to listen and go through the steps that were outlined in this video. Parents today want answers that are more than just putting a bunch of symptoms together and labeling their child with anxiety. They want a deeper understanding of the root causes and to seek drug-free approaches to effectively care for and manage their child's anxiety. Your ultimate goal is to enable your child to flourish and function at their best. And that's our goal too. We want to help your child achieve a brighter future and enable them to enjoy a life free from crippling anxiety. If you have any questions, please ask, leave a comment, or send us a DM. Second, please share to other parents, family, friends. A lot of our patients that we see are under our care because they found us and they found us through another family member, another friend, a trusted source. And if you're not in our area but are still looking for a doctor, we have a network of neurologically focused doctors that we'd love to connect you with. And last of all, if you'd like to learn more about neurologically focused chiropractic care and how it can help challenges like anxiety, if you want to learn more about the nervous system scans or are looking for more resources and information, head to our website or check out the article related to this video. I hope you're doing well. God bless, and we'll see you next time.